What's up, gamers and Mario fans? The Super Mario Bros. Movie has been the epicenter of controversy ever since Chris Pratt was announced as the voice of Mario. And as reviews began coming out a couple of days ago, there was a concern that Nintendo and Universal's Illumination Studios had both made a rare misstep with this massive franchise. So I'm here to set the record straight, and while I'm at it, consider smashing that subscribe button like Mario on a question block and powering up your subscription feed. Without further ado, here we go. Hey.
Oh no!
Since this is a gaming channel, I've never reviewed a movie before, but I am a huge Mario fan. For 25 years, the only consoles I owned were Nintendo consoles. It wasn't until the last couple of years that I finally bought a PlayStation and Xbox. So I've played just about every Mario game there is, and Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario 64 are easily two of my favorite games of all time. So how could I not review this movie? I'm going to break this down into three categories: what worked, why I'm disappointed, and my thoughts on taking the family to see it. What worked? Let's see. So much. The visual effects of this movie are top notch. I have no complaints about how this movie looks. It is bright and colorful and jam-packed with detail on every inch of the screen. One standout for me is that there are times when Bowser's facial expressions look exactly like Jack Black. The motion capture team nailed it. Jack Black nailed it. He was perfect for this role. I also thought all the voice acting was great. Toad ended up being one of my favorite characters. Did not see that coming. And I even liked Chris Pratt's voice. Although, let's be honest, it pretty much basically sounds like Chris Pratt. It's slightly different than his normal voice, but not very much at all. They also had a beautiful array of music, everything from originally orchestrated pieces to familiar Mario themes to popular music. I mean, they used songs like Take On Me to delightful effect, and the little nods to Mario music themes of yesteryear are all perfectly placed. I think you'll really enjoy the music in this film. In fact, one of the best parts of this movie is a scene with Bowser singing. More on that in a minute. The Easter eggs. Oh boy, there are more Easter eggs than you can count. I think every scene has one. It's insane. We see a Donkey Kong arcade machine, pictures of Lil Mac from Punch-Out, Duck Hunt. Kid Icarus even gets a small cameo of sorts. When you're watching, make sure to pay attention to signs and pictures and things said in the background, because it's all full of nods to Nintendo's past and their extensive catalog of IPs. I also thought the plot made sense enough for a child to follow, although it isn't going to make any adults scratch their head in confusion. The movie comes full circle and wraps up nice and neat at the end. One of the positive elements of the movie was the love that Mario and Luigi have for one another. A consistent theme throughout the film is Mario's dedication to rescuing his brother, no matter what. Mario gets laughed at, knocked down, discouraged, beat up, and he fails over and over, but he never stops getting back up and trying again. He perseveres, and perseverance builds character, and character leads to hope, and that hope inspires bravery in some of Mario's companions in the film. They stand with him and fight for those who can't defend themselves. And that's a message I appreciate being exemplified to kids. I think children will be able to understand and relate to Mario in a lot of ways and see him as a positive role model. But then there are some less positive things modeled in the film that gave me pause. There is one character in particular that has a joyful voice, but everything they say is extremely grim and dark. It's weird. I think they're meant to make the scene less scary, to lighten the mood, but what they say could potentially get into a child's head and make them doubt that life is even worth living. So that seems very odd to me and out of place. Another thing is they talk about killing, like a lot. Like, not "I'll get you" or "I'll take you down," but Bowser straight up says multiple times that he's going to kill someone, and he wants to do it in front of other people to torture them. There's also a character that tells a group that they will be ritualistically sacrificed, and I just don't know why that was the word choice. I mean, is Bowser the leader of some unnamed religious cult? It's very bizarre and out of place and could scare some younger children. But maybe I'm overthinking it. I mean, I was in the theater with a lot of other families. and I didn't hear any kids crying or complaining, so I don't know. I'm just stating an observation. Another thing that didn't work is it really felt like the movie did too much. I loved all the fan service and Easter eggs, don't get me wrong, but at a certain point I think there were so many that it distracted from the heart of the movie. The movie struggled to make me care about its characters. It moved too fast because at times it seemed like the goal wasn't to save the Mushroom Kingdom, but to get to the next nostalgia-infused set piece as quick as possible. And that's why I'm disappointed. They didn't take the time to really make you fall in love with the characters. There wasn't even time to feel like anyone was really in danger. Now, I know you want to keep it moving because you want to keep the kids' attention and the audience, but I was expecting something akin to the first Despicable Me, and I think they could have slowed down a little, focused less on the nostalgia fest and more on the heart of the characters. Honestly, there was so much fan service. If they make a sequel, and judging by the mid and end credit scenes that you should stay for, they will, I don't know what else they could do. It's going to be really difficult to have that level of fan service packed into a sequel without repeating things they already did. And one last thing, I was expecting this movie to be funny. I mean, look at the cast. I love to laugh in movies. I'm talking like belly laughing, that's me. And I think Chris Pratt is hilarious. Seth Rogen is known for his comedy, but just about the only thing that made me laugh was the song performed by Jack Black in the film. I kind of forced myself to chuckle a few other times, and some of the nostalgia definitely made me smile, no doubt there. But the movie just wasn't funny, and that was also a major disappointment. When you have a cast of this comedic caliber, man, where was the humor? And most of the humor was just making fun of Mario. I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. So should you take your family to see this? I'm not sure. Other than the murderous threats and so many jokes about Mario's short stature, I guess there's no reason to not let your kids see this. There's no real romance here, no political agenda, no violence that we haven't seen in Mario games for decades. The better question might be, will you enjoy taking your family to see this? I think the answer to that is you won't feel like it was a complete waste of time. It's probably not going to be your family's new favorite movie, but it's fun enough to warrant a matinee at least, and if it comes to a streaming service you have in the future, definitely plan a family movie night. I think I'd rate this 6 Yoshi eggs out of 10, and that hurts me because I love Mario. Like, if Mario was a skin in Fortnite, I'd be him forever and always and never change it. But what about you? What do you think? Am I being too harsh or picky? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And you know your boy been working real hard to bring you quality content, so please consider subscribing and watching this video right over here. It's what YouTube thinks you should watch next. And here's a dad joke for you. What's Super Mario's favorite search engine? Yahoo! Stay kind and encouraging out there, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.